Hey photographers, I'm Kevin Kubota, and I want to show you a quick tip on using a ND filter to give you the effect of a supercharged high-speed sync. One of the limitations of high-speed sync, although a great feature, is that it only allows you to have so much power out of your speedlight. And when you start taking away power by adding things like gels, here we're going to use a warm gel and a diffusion in front of the speedlight, you end up losing power. And especially in a situation like this, what we want to do is to photograph in bright sun with an f1.4 lens, and using that f1.4 to get this really shallow depth of field. What happens is your shutter speed tends to want to rise up to maybe 1/8,000th of a second. So as when I just looked at the scene here behind me, I was getting about 1/8,000th of a second to be able to shoot at f1.4 and to darken the background enough to get it to the point where it looks dramatic. And that's one of the things that we're doing here, is we're making the background very dramatic and making it very blue, so it almost looks like moonlight coming over the shoulder of our lovely model. And to make that effect complete, I'm going to set my camera's white balance to 2500 Kelvin, which makes that blue even bluer in the background. And then we're going to put a warm gel, like you see here on the speedlight, to rebalance that light so the light temperature is natural on her, but be very blue everywhere else. So with this, you get a more dramatic effect. And it's a really cool way to change a fairly normal scene into something that's more dramatic, more interesting, more kind of animated. So let's try it out. So before I get started, I want to make sure my camera is set properly, and I'm going to put on manual exposure and set my shutter speed to 1/250th, because that's my prime sync speed for the flash. That's where I get the most power out of my flash. So I'll set that to 2/50th. My f-stop's at 1.4, my ISO is at 100, and I'm going to control the darkness of the background with the ND filter. So this becomes like your third exposure control on the camera. So this is where I'm going to set the background to be dark and moody, and then all I need to do is to balance the power of my flash to give me the look I want on the model's face. That's it. So let's try it out. All right, so she's gonna come in here, nice and close. Rotate your shoulders towards me just a little bit, your body towards me, to chin up just a wee bit. All right, photographers, there you go. A little different way to do a portrait in a very average lit scene. You can make it very dramatic. This is something you just can't do if you're just shooting all natural light. So you need a few little tools here. You got to have your ND filter. You need to have a speedlight with a warm gel, a tungsten gel, and make sure you set your camera so that you're at about 2500 Kelvin, and the warm gel will balance it out, make that normal on your model. I'm using it with my LunaGrip here to soften the light. And the key thing here is to use your ND filter to control the background, keep your camera set to 1/250 or whatever your primary shutter sync speed is, and that way you get the most power out of your flash to make the scene work, especially at f1.4, which is what I shot this at. So it's always great to have more tricks up your sleeve. The more tricks you have, the better photographer you are, so go have fun with light.